This random side note moment has most likely occurred due to Shaw getting sidetracked during a previous yap. One that I'm sure went on far too long anyway. But, enjoy.
When I was a kid, the toy that I wanted the most out of life, like, there weren't many things that I wanted really bad and didn't get. But the one thing that I fucking wanted so bad was a yo-yo ball. Watched the commercials. I do think one of my little cousins whose parents had money got one, and so I did get to play with his, but I didn't have my own, and I wanted this shit for years. Like, I wanted a yo-yo ball so bad. I don't know why I was into yo-yos, because previously, as a even younger kid, I remember wanting yo-yos. My mom had bought me a couple of yo-yos, but they were just regular ass yo-yos, and the same thing would happen every time. Either the string would get like knotted or whatever the fuck it would pop. But the one thing is, I never could yo-yo. I was never successful at learning how to yo-yo. I was really bad at it. And so when I saw the yo-yo ball, I do believe I found out about it because my little cousin got one. And I played with it and realized that, oh my God, you don't even need skill for this shit. It does all the work for you. I was in. I needed one in my life bad. I never got it. Years go by. I never forget about it. And the commercial would come on. It would always just like, I just remember always like, oh God, I just want a yo-yo ball so bad. Anyway, at some point, we spent a great deal of my childhood moving and getting evicted and all this shit for lots of reasons. But at one point, we moved in with a family member. The shit was literally a fucking crack house. Like, I knew at the age of like 12, if I was even that old. I don't even think I was that old. I think it was more like 10 or 11. Or maybe I was 12 by then. I don't remember. But I definitely knew literally how to make rock. Like, I knew all the steps, everything. And just was exposed to all kinds of shit. At some point, found some crack and tried to hustle it with my cousin who was the same age and lived at the same house. That's for another day. Because we got finessed out of our crack by our parents and they smoked shit, but whatever. Oh, so we moved in, and when we were living there, me and my cousin, because we were the same age, we would walk to school, and in between, school and home, we would go into stores, and she shoplifted. I was really a goody two shoe because even though I had a rough life, I was just always a good kid. Eventually, I started shoplifting with her, but nothing too crazy. Like, she was stealing shit like clothing and like she would steal sweatsuits, like sweatsuit sets from Walmart. I'm talking old school shit, like the ones with no pockets. She would get matching colors and shit like that. And this is random. She would take them to the cleaner. Don't ask me where the fuck she would get money from if we was stealing candy to take her fucking Walmart sweatsuits to the cleaners. But I remember that was a thing, because I remember always feeling that she would, like, talk down to me because I didn't have clothing and shit like that, or I would have to wear her hand-me-downs because she was, we were kind of the same age, but I was always a smaller kid and she would outgrow shit and I would get her stuff. Whatever, that's not important. She's like, shoplifting. Now we did have to shoplift like shit we needed, like, toiletries and toothpaste, because we do live in a crack house. And our parents, her mom and my mom, were like high functioning drug addicts at this point. I had an inkling about mine. She was refusing to believe about hers, which is how we ended up getting swindled out of our goddamn crack. But anyway, I digress. We had been shoplifting. We never got caught, whatever. But eventually we moved out from them and moved in somewhere else. But it was back outside of the city limits where I had mostly grown up at. And so I just kind of fell out of the street life. I wasn't shoplifting anymore. I was back to being the goody two fucking tomboy that I was. But my love and yearning for the fucking yo-yo ball never died. So my mom must have got like her taxes or something. She got money for something, and we were in the Walmart, and she was like, get what you want. And I don't know. I don't remember how I got her to buy me this yo-yo ball, how much it cost back then. But I end up finally getting a fucking yo-yo ball, and it was like love. Like, I'm talking, my life changed. I was so happy. This was probably like on a Thursday or something like that when I got in. So the whole day I'm at home yo-yo balling my life away like, mm, mm, mm. Because again, with the yo-yo ball, you don't need a scale. It does everything for you. I'm doing tricks. I'm like the niggas in the commercial. Like it was great. Played all weekend. At some point, my mom's twin sister, I was at my grandma's house because we lived behind my grandma at this time in a condemned house with no plumbing and electricity, mind you, but whatever. And so, bro, I have to tell you about that at some point. But anyway, my aunt had been over my grandma's house and saw me playing with the thing, and whatever. The next day was Friday, and instead of taking the bus to come back home to the country like I normally did, my mom was going to be in town at my aunt's house, the aunt who's the mother of my cousin who we lived in the crack house with. And so I planned to not take the bus. I was just going to stay and walk home from school with my cousin, like old time sake, and hang out that with them that weekend. Naturally, I took the yo-yo ball to school. I'm pretty sure my mom told me not to, but of course I ain't fucking listen. And I took this shit to school. And this is still when I used to get bullied a lot, and I was not a cool kid yet. No one had discovered I was funny yet, and we were so poor, I got bullied mercilessly. Is that the word? I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I got bullied like a motherfucker. And this is also before I got braces the first time, and so I had a huge gap. Anyway, again, I was just not a cool kid, but I fucking show up to school the next day with this fucking yo-yo ball, and I am like the star of goddamn 7th or 8th grade, whatever year this was. Everybody wanted to play with it. Like, I barely had it in my hands. Like, I had to, like, low-key fight for my life to get my yo-yo ball back, but everybody was, like, amazed. I'm popular. Everybody wants to be my friend. Like, oh, my God. Like, yes, yo-yo ball. My cousin, a part of the whole fucking, the groupies that all want to play with my fucking yo-yo ball, was like, oh, my God, today, instead of going straight home, we're going to go to Walmart first. I'm stealing one for myself. So I'm just like, okay, that makes me stupid. It didn't surprise me. Okay, sounds like a good plan. I'll just go with you, and then we'll go. I think we were going to go to the projects where her family lived, and we'll hang out there and wait for our parents. So school as we go walking. On the fucking way to Walmart, I'm yo-yoing like a son bitch. Pop! String breaks. Yo-yo ball rolls down the fucking hill. Like, I damn near fell to my knees and started weeping. Like, oh no! I'll live on my dad! Whatever. She was like, you just get you one when we go to the store. Oh yeah, I'll just steal one. Okay. We go. We're walking around. We find them. Now, for her to be the professional, she was actually pretty fucking terrible at stealing. I find one. I take the packaging out. I get rid of my packaging very, very discreetly. Place the yo-yo ball in my armpit, and I'm ready to go. We're walking out the store. This is like before we had Super Walmart. It was like regular ass Walmart. We're walking out of Walmart. I'm in front. She's behind me. I'm just kind of walking out, and as I get almost to the door, somebody walks up to me. The guy, I remember he had a Walmart fucking name tag, but it had like a little sheriff star on it. He goes like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hi. He's like, come with me. We'll take you to the back and need to talk to you about something. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. We just need to talk to you about something. And then I look behind me and see that my cousin has already been detained. Fuck. So I'm like playing it cool. Don't say nothing. I've always been super unbothered, so and like nonchalant. So I was like, okay, we go back in, and they're interrogating her. And as they're like talking to her, officer comes back into a little small room. They'd find her packaging. She was like, oh, they caught and they found the yo-yo ball on her. They didn't find mine at first. And I don't remember how. I honestly don't remember how they ended up finding mine. I can't remember. I don't think she ratted me out, but I definitely don't think that, whatever the case was, they never found my packaging. I do have the yo-yo ball, and I honestly think that it could have been a thing where I was like, no, I have one. My mom bought me one. This is why I had this on me. I don't remember, but needless to say, they put both our asses in the back of a goddamn cop car and took us all down to the goddamn police station. So we're at the police station. We're waiting on our parents. She's already called home, and I'm waiting on my mom's twin sister, the same aunt that saw me the day before, at my grandma's house to come pick me up because my mom doesn't have a car. So while we're waiting, me and my cousin, we are having a good old time at jail, laughing. I'm feeling good because I have an excuse. I already told him again, this, my mom bought me this. When my aunt comes, she's going to be able to tell you this, da da da. I'm smooth sailing. So my cousin, she's just laughing and talking. Right. It was a whole big joke. My aunt comes in, immediately gives the same story, and it's a super small town. They only, she probably knew the damn officers. And I'm like, all right, then, sure, you can go. You can go with your auntie. I'm grabbing up my shit, and as I go, walk out with my aunt, my cousin is like, no, because all of a sudden, mood changes. It goes from her laughing and joking with me. I think she just realized that, oh, this bitch about to leave me. And she fucking snitches and tells these people that my yo-yo ball popped and I stole mine. Now, I don't remember, I'm pretty sure knowing me, I didn't fess up to this shit. I think at this point, I just got quiet and was like, don't say nothing. And whatever happens, I end up going home. I'm sure I got in trouble. My yo-yo ball's gone because they confiscated the shit. So now the one I got is popped, and now the one I stole has been confiscated, and I'm without a fucking yo-yo ball again after all those years. So I'm devastated by that alone. I could probably care less about being in trouble right now because I'm just more upset that I don't got my motherfucking beloved goddamn yo-yo ball. So don't remember what trouble I got in, whatever. At this point, my life was already pretty horrible because my mom treated me terribly any fucking way. Like her buying that yo-yo ball was that part alone was unbelievable. So, it wasn't no beating or yelling I could get that was gonna be worse than shit I got every day anyway. So that didn't matter to me. Now, what did matter to me is fast forward months later, I'm at my grandma's house and my older brother, like I said, my older brother, don't remember if I said that because I started this video over a couple of times because I forgot some shit, but my older brother who lived with my grandma and not with us, he had his best friend over at my grandma's house. Remember I said we now live behind my grandma's house in a condemned home. But I would spend a lot of time at my grandma's house because one, me and my older brother are really close. And it was just cool to hang out with my brothers. And because I had an older cousin that lived there too. And I called him my brother. So I would just always be over there. And my older brother's best friends would be there all the time. They were into music. They had a music group, all this shit. So I would just be hanging out in the room. Because again, I'm a tomboy. And I had the biggest crush on one of my brother's friends. Oh my God. Oh my God. Love this guy. Like, oh, the biggest crush ever. So I'm in a room. My brother's doing whatever. And I'm just talking to his friend and being cute. Now, at this point, my older cousin from New York, who I looked up to like crazy. Hold on. So, my cousin had moved from New York and was living in my grandma's house because my grandma had died, I think, which I forgot to mention until now, but my grandma had died, so the house is like fake vacant at this point. And so my cousins had moved in from New York and she's living there, da 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 da. So this particular day, I'm in the bedroom with my brother's best friend. It was never anything inappropriate. Let me just clear that up. But I would just always be hanging out with him. Like he would take me to go get milkshakes. Like he treated me like his little sister too. So this day I'm in the room, like, listen to him. He had just gotten like a tattoo or something. So he was telling me all about this shit. And I'm like, oh my God, tell me more. And my cousin goes to check the mail. All of a sudden, we're sitting there and we hear, ah! Oh, no, wait. Shalana going to jail. Whatever. Shalana got court paperwork from stealing a yo-yo. She had opened the information and read the shit, or maybe she didn't open it, but she knew what it was for, and blasted this shit out in front of everybody. It was basically the documents that were telling me I had to do community service. And this girl fucking broke my heart by fucking spreading the fucking news in front of my love of my life. Bad enough I already lost my damn yo-yo ball. Now here she is telling everybody that I didn't got in trouble for stealing this yo-yo, and I was fucking devastated. But I ended up going to do fucking community service, which was basically me washing cop cars, and it was so dumb because they didn't have work for us to do, so like it was literally me washing the same cars over and over again. Even cars we had already washed, we had to wash again. And to this day, to this day, I can smell the liquid that we were using, the cleaner. Like it just was this weird, like fucking generic ass cleaner, but I can still smell this shit right now washing cars. But guess what? My cousin does not show up for a community service. She never comes. She got away scot free. Meanwhile, my ass was fucking washing cars. And when I got there the first day, another person there washing cars was one of my biggest bullies from school. And so I was already nervous about this girl. I end up, though, becoming like besties basically with this bitch by the end of the week because I had to do it for a week. And, whatever. But yeah, that it was just so crazy to me. My cousin snitched on me, got me in trouble more when I could have got away scot free, and then her ass didn't even show up for the goddamn community service. And so, yeah. Needless to say, I never fucking stole again. Never shoplifted again. And I've always been pretty honest all my life, but never got in trouble again ever for anything because what? You want me to do what? Go clean some cop cars? Like fucking crazy. And I think I want a yo-yo ball. My birthday's on Wednesday, and I think I want a yo-yo ball for my birthday.
This signal works.